Hey everyone, and welcome back to another penny stock video. And in this video we have a lot of stocks to cover, a lot of due diligence to cover, so we're going to dive right in. What is the topic of today? Well, the topic is obviously cryptocurrency. As you can see right here, Bitcoin is on the rise, 37.16% in the past month alone, and 5% up on the day. So what does this mean for microcaps and OTC stocks? Well, it means that cryptocurrency related microcaps are seeing a lot of positive sentiment right now based on the current market conditions of crypto ripping on a daily basis lately. So as long as Bitcoin remains bullish, the speculative markets remain bullish, and most importantly, the crypto-related stocks remain bullish. So we have 3 different crypto stocks that we're going to be covering in this video, and then we're going to be covering one surprise special stock at the end that was a community request. And that stock at the end is another very, very interesting stock. So stay tuned for the ending to find out what that is. But let's just dive right in, guys, because if I go on too long here, this is going to be an hour-long video. So we're just going to dive right in. I'll try and cover everything as fast as possible. Here we have STAL, which has seen a bit of a run. If we look at the chart, very nice and healthy and clean run throughout the week so far. I do believe there's continued upside here, and we're going to take a look at why. First and foremost on the chart, we go to the 1 month time frame hourly, and you can see there's been a golden cross, which is a very bullish, very bullish indicator for us, right? Very rare indicator as well. When you see this golden cross, which is when this purple line, which is the 50 MA, crosses over the orange line here, which is the 200 MA, that's what they call a golden cross. And it's a tremendous bull indicator, and you can see the stock is, as soon as that golden cross has happened, the stock has performed incredibly well. So what's happening with STAL? Well, let's take a look. First and foremost, we got to look at the share structure as always. We have a float of 287 million, which is an excellent float for these prices. Excellent. It's small enough where it can trade volatile, and the float can get locked up easily by retail, but it's not too small where people can't get shares, or, you know, the spread is huge and it's too risky, things like that. So this is like the perfect float for me. Super ideal for these prices, just under 300 million float. But the real beauty of the share structure is right here. The authorized shares, 500 million, and the outstanding shares is 471 million. So what that means is there's only 29 million possible shares they could even dilute on this thing, which is not much at all. And most importantly, all week we have been monitoring it, and the stock has had no dilution, and there's also been no authorized share raise. So what this tells us is that, at least for the time being, there is no more dilution on this thing, and there's zero risk of dilution either, because the authorized shares is basically maxed. So that's super appealing and very special. You often do not see maxed share structures in the OTC, and I believe that's a key factor towards this stock's success recently, and it's a key factor as to why I believe it can see significant continuation even after this run. You know, we might see a pullback or two, but I think this has plenty of upside still. If we take a look at the 1 year chart as well, now you see the upside. Absolutely incredible upside here. The stock was trading at 30 cents last year. I mean, just crazy amounts of upside, crazy amounts of room on this chart. You know, if we get over this kind of 0.005 level, which is acting as resistance right now, if we get over that, tons of room on this thing, tons of room to run. So we've seen Baggy, Song recently, a couple others do, you know, 0.08, even some did a penny. YCRM did 2 cents. YCRM actually had a very similar float to this. So I think plenty of upside from 0.04 based on all those factors, right? So what's STAL doing, and why is it exciting right now? Well, we're going to start here, and this is my research article that I published to my website, dgenmag.com. If you have not signed up for our email list on dgenmag.com, please go to dgenmag.com and sign up for that email list, because you will be notified of all of our articles. We're posting stock articles, crypto articles, sports articles every single day. And none of it's that BS AI-generated content. It's all real articles written by real people. And so this was the STAL article that I posted yesterday on dgenmag.com pre-market, and it covers a lot of the due diligence. with what's going on in the company right now. So let's just run down what's happening here. So STAL is a diversified holdings company with business in gold mining, artificial intelligence, educational technology, and cryptocurrency payment platforms, right? So we mentioned that we're going to be talking about these crypto stocks. STAL is actually getting more and more into crypto, which we're going to take a look at in just a moment. But here's the real kicker, right? STAL is currently at a less than $1 million market cap. So if we go back to that, now, because the stock's gone up, it's a little higher, right? So it's $1.8 million market cap. When it was under $1 million market cap when the article was written, went up quite a bit. But the point is, right? Even at $1 million market cap, this company has $3.9 billion in gold reserves from their Troy Mine project, and you can see that if you go to the company's website, which we'll do now, just so I can show you. We'll go to staralliancemines.com. We're going to go to projects, and we're going to go to the Troy Mine. And if we scroll down, boom, right here, mining claims, resource value, $3.87 billion worth of gold. Okay? So $2 million market cap, $3.8 billion worth of gold. Very, very massive discrepancy there between market cap and the valuation of the company and the valuation of the gold reserves that they have. So that, kind of leans into what I was talking about how there's really a lot of upside remaining here. And it gets better. So let's take a look at what their recent new initiatives have been, because they have this gold mine. They also have the Genesis system, which, as you can see, extracts up to 98% of gold and other minerals from oxide and complex ores without any emissions in a closed-loop system in 48 hours or less. They're already leasing this technology to a few different mines in South America, so it's excellent technology, and it's nice when mining companies are diversified into technology as well, right? Because there's huge opportunities for growth in technology. And then they're diversifying outside of the mining sector as well and going into AI and crypto. So in September, the company purchased this company AI English OTG, which is launching in 48 different countries around the world this quarter. So as we speak, they're working on launching this AI program in 48 different countries. And what this does is it's going to be an AI English teacher for foreign-speaking countries. Foreign language countries, right? And the company AI English OTG was founded and led by Mark Emerson, who's the former vice president of Pearson Education, which is the largest education company in the world. And he also developed and sold his company Ellis to Pearson Education in the early 2000s. So he has a very successful track record with education, software, and technology. And, obviously with artificial intelligence being the hot new thing, it's very nice to see that STAL has diversified into this sector. Then we have in October, STAL acquired 51% of NetSimple, a fintech platform branching into cryptocurrency and blockchain. NetSimple has been in business over 10 years and has achieved over $700,000 in annual revenue and over $100,000 in profits each year. This acquisition further reflects Star Alliance Corp's commitment to diversification into technology and software. Furthermore, the shares issued to acquire NetSimple cannot convert to common shares until, get ready for this, STAL has a market price of 50 cents per share. So if we're talking about upside, that's a lot of upside, because they just told you straight up that they can't even convert their shares until 50 cents per share. And if we look, before you say, oh my God, they're going to do an RS, take a look at this. We'll go here. We'll go to splits. They've never done a reverse split. In fact, they did a forward split in 2017, but this company has never done a reverse split in all of their years and years of existence. So it doesn't look like a reverse split is very likely here. So they're going to need to find a way to get this stock to 50 cents per share organically, and that reflects pretty insane upside. Do I think it'll go to 50 cents? Probably not. Seems a little hopeful. But do I think it has significant upside from here? Yes, absolutely. So I talk a little more in this article about, the share structure, which we already mentioned. They only have $2 million in liabilities, which is nothing for an OTC company. Most of these companies we look at have like $10 million in liabilities, right, or more. So really minimal liabilities. They have about $1 million in assets as well, and that's before even mining these gold reserves, right? So $3.9 billion in gold reserves is eventually going to go onto those assets. And so not only do they have all these massive gold reserves, but then how are they going to use them? Well, we found that out yesterday through this 8K that they filed. And an 8K is basically announcing news through the SEC filings. And so we can see here market expansion in Asia. Knightsbridge will assist STAL in identifying and tapping into new investor markets in Asia. This includes providing market research, strategy, development, and network to facilitate STAL's investor outreach. Development of gold-backed digital asset. And this is the key right here. Knightsbridge will develop and issue a digital gold coin backed by STAL's gold assets. So if they have $3.9 billion in gold and they're creating a digital coin backed by those assets, they're going to have $3.9 billion in this cryptocurrency, essentially, which is crazy. I mean, huge upside here, guys. Really, I can't stress that enough. I really, really like this stock, in case you can't tell. It's a special one. I really, really like this. So we're going to take a look at Knightsbridge now. Are they legit? What's going on with Knightsbridge? Is this a scam? It's not a scam. You can see right here, this is Knightsbridge in Asia, right? So they have their own website, Knightsbridge, but this is like their actual Asian markets website, kxco.io. And if we go to About and Team, we can see who's actually behind this thing. And this is where it gets really interesting. The founder and CEO of Knightsbridge is Jack Heffernan. And we read right here, Dr. Heffernan brings with him over 40 years of trading experience with extensive influence in Asian markets. In addition, he is a well sought out for economist in the venture capital markets, being involved in many startups that have surpassed net worths of over $1 billion and one that has over $50 billion in assets for Tescu Metals Group. So he's a seed investor / venture capitalist guy, right? Early investor in a lot of these startups. And as you can see, he has a phenomenal track record for his investments in startups, with several of them surpassing over $1 billion net worth. And then this for Tesco Metal Groups is his home run investment. They actually do $17 billion in annual revenue. They're the fourth largest iron producer in the world, and they're also a green energy company now. So very impressive track record for this Knightsbridge guys. And they're certainly the right people, I feel, to be leading this gold-backed coin project, right? So a lot of stuff happening with STAL, guys. One of my favorite setups in the market right now. Please do your own research. Dig a little deeper if you want. A lot of great stuff happening here. Moving forward to BLQC, another super hot crypto stock right now. So BLQC is a Bitcoin mining stock. If we take a look at their share structure, only a 90 million float, very small float, fantastic share structure. No dilutioning happening right now on it, so that's great. That's why it's been able to trade so nice. If we look at their chart, just bring this up. And we can see it has been ripping. So this is on a monthly time frame. This is our hourly chart. And you can see that since November 7th, we're up about 400% or so. Well, 4x, right? So about 300%. So really, really nice move on this so far. And the candles, I mean, this is a super strong bull candle today. So I don't cover any stocks where I don't see more upside on them. So if I'm covering it in the video, it means I think there's more upside on it, right? So I guess that should go without saying, but yeah, I do think there's a lot more upside here. The chart is looking super strong. Big volume as well. So very, very nice chart. Once again, dgenmag.com. If you have not subscribed, go subscribe, because 2 days ago, you could have caught a big move on this if you read my article that was posted on dgenmag.com pre-market about BLQC and how they're revolutionizing blockchain infrastructure. So what are we actually talking about here? Well, we can see that they had this press release. And this press release hit on November 8th, and this was the big thing. So Black Quarry Corp announces favorable settlement agreement, regains possession of Gaffney mining assets, and reveals plans for current operations debt consolidation. So what does this all mean? Well, essentially they won a big settlement against Litchain Corp, who was basically trying to steal their miners and steal their equipment. And they won a big settlement against them, which means not only do they get possession of all of the mining assets and equipment, but they also got a cash settlement as well. And so they talk about right here, we have already identified next steps for both the mining equipment and settlement proceeds, which includes having our new operations management team getting to work on the equipment and reducing the company's dilutive debt liability. So it sounds like to me, reading that they're planning on using some of the settlement winnings to reduce the debt, which would be fantastic. I mean, that would be a power move for this company. And this was a company that struggled for a while because of dilution. You can see it got beaten down a lot, right, over the past year. So now we're seeing a massive reversal. The dilution has ended. They're saying they're going to pay back this debt with the settlement. They just got a ton of new miners. I mean, look at the videos they're posting here. This is all of the equipment. And it's actually more than this. I forget where the other photos were posted, but there's a big photo of all the facilities somewhere here. And just right here alone, you can see that's just a few pallets of the Bitcoin miners that they got. And those are the Antminer S19Js, so they're the top of the line miners. Really effective hardware. And, you know, obviously this is a huge deal. It's a major step forward for the company. It's a complete turnaround for them. It's really enabled them to get back on track, because this was a company that was very, very strong for a while and obviously faced a lot of difficulties, right, with growth. And now they've really put themselves in a position where they're back on track. And it's the perfect time because, like I said, Bitcoin is super bullish right now, and all these crypto mining companies are ripping. You know, Mara is up a ton on the year. I have it in the article here. Take a look at this, right? So Marathon Digital is up 138% or 183% on the year. Riot's up 207%. Cypher Mining's up 365%. Bit Digital's up 221%, and that's on the entire year. And so now we find the value discrepancy, because you can say, okay, BLQC's already had its run, but has it, right? Or is this just the beginning of a reversal? Because if we compare to the rest of the Bitcoin mining sector, and this is not like a scam Bitcoin mining company, like this is a very real, rapidly growing Bitcoin mining company, right? So it should be compared to its competitors. And so if we compare it to its competitors in the sector, it's actually still red on the year, right? Break even on the year is around like 13 cents. It's at 8 cents right now. So it's still red on the year. So if every other Bitcoin mining company is up 200% plus on the year, BLQC should be too. So that's why I say there's a ton of upside here still. You could say, yeah, this is the run's over. But if you look at the sector and analyze the sector, it shows you that there's tons and tons of upside and tons of potential still here. So it's really interesting. I think BLQC, I think this is going to surprise people, because I know a lot of traders that still aren't in this, and it's just been trading extremely strong without them. And so I think a lot of people are going to end up chasing this stock at much higher prices. So definitely keep BLQC on your radar and don't sleep on it. I would look for dips if you can. Keep in mind, disclosure, you can read it, all of my disclosures in the description of the video. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not licensed in anything. I'm not even licensed in operating a forklift, right? So everything's my opinion, and just basically my research and my personal analysis of it. Again, refer to the video description for any disclaimers and disclosures. So that's BLQC, really, really nice one. Definitely keep it on your radar. And again, guys, go sign up for dgenmag.com email list, because you will get notified of these articles, you know, when they hit, and they've been big winners. Every article I post, like, it's been big green. So just saying, might want to pay attention. Anyway, moving on, we have MVCO, MVCO Inc. So this is another cryptocurrency company, and it's another one that's diversified into a different section of cryptocurrency, right? So we have STAL doing the gold-backed digital tokens and the fintech payment platforms, and then we have BLQC doing Bitcoin mining. Well, MVCO focuses more on the metaverse, NFTs, liquidity pools, staking, things like that. More on the Ethereum side of things, I would say. But obviously, every time Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up as well, right? So pretty much hand in hand there. Let's look at MVCO, probably, definitely the smallest share structure that we're covering in this video. Very, very attractive share structure. 17 million share float, tiny float. I mean, this can get locked up and run really hard with ease. It wouldn't even take much money at all for this stock to go up significantly because of how small the float is. So that's always a super attractive thing. We've talked about in videos in the past how attractive these low floats are because of the volatile moves to the upside that they can produce. And we've seen those examples happen on countless stocks now that I've covered in these videos, where we've seen that theory play out and they produce volatile moves to the upside, right? So excellent float there. Let's take a look at what's actually happening with MVCO. So here is their website. What do they do? You can see their three primary areas of focus: liquidity pools, crypto staking, NFT and metaverse. So with liquidity pools, that's a big one because obviously with all of these decentralized currencies popping up, they all need investment into their liquidity pools. So being invested in these liquidity pools, it's honestly like free money. Like if you can, invest in liquidity pools, it's kind of like getting in on a Reg A offering, right? Where you're getting essentially a discount to market, unrestricted. It's free money. So really good business model is liquidity pools. Crypto staking, right? Then you're staking your coins, which is essentially I guess the best way to compare it to like stocks is like you're getting a dividend by staking your coins. So it's like you hold these coins and you're getting a dividend. So this company does have crypto assets on its books. So they actually hold cryptocurrencies, a few different ones, including Ethereum. And they're staking those currencies. So they're making revenue every day, every month, every year, just passive income on their cryptocurrency holdings that this company has. So that's very nice as well and a very sustainable business model. And then they have NFT and metaverse. So they've actually invested heavily into the other side, which is part of the Bored Apes, right, by Yuga Labs. And you can see right here, MetaVesco is heavily invested in Other Side Meta NFTs, a project created by Yuga Labs. So Yuga Labs is obviously the leader in NFTs and metaverse projects. So if there's anyone to invest in that sector, it would be them. So I think that's a very smart investment. It's a very sound diversification decision for their crypto portfolios to invest into these metaverse and NFT projects as well, because they receive a lot of benefit too from the crypto markets going up, right? So I love this business model that they have. I think it's I've seen a lot of these cryptocurrency companies, and usually they're taking too big of risks with not enough return. And I think it's the opposite here. I think with MVCO and MetaVesco, I think they're making the right moves that are conservative yet still yield high returns. And I like that they're actually trying to build something that's creative and fun as well, and not just be a boring company. I hope people got that joke because Bored Apes, right? And that brings us into the other business that MVCO is in, which is Boring Brew. And this is a really cool company as well. I love this company. This is super cool, right? They do it's a high-end coffee company, so very premium products. They do cold brew and they do the blends, right? So the roasts and the blends of beans. But as you can see, every package is like limited edition packaging that's leveraging NFT intellectual properties that they own. So with how NFTs works, like if you buy them, you own the IP to that NFT, right? So you can use it for your own marketing. So that's what they're doing. And they're doing all these awesome limited edition packages, and you actually get digital collectibles as well on the blockchain with every purchase. So it's a really, really cool coffee company. Of all the niche coffee companies out there, this is by far the coolest, I think. I mean, I love this stuff. I like crypto, so if you're not into crypto, maybe you think it's lame, but I really like crypto, so I think this is awesome. And the coffee is fantastic. I've tried it. It's actually really, really good. It's very premium. It's very premium coffee, right? So it's up there with all the top competitors in terms of flavors. So definitely check them out. You can go to boringbrew.com and order it right there. It's very affordable, reasonable prices. And you get that limited edition packaging too, so like it could be a collectible one day, right? So it's pretty darn neat. So that's their other business, and they're actually already, if we take a look, their coffee's available at Walmart. So that's really cool. They're doing online sales through Walmart already. And that shows, how serious they are about this coffee business. And obviously that gives them huge customer reach as well. So they should be growing fast considering they're listed on Walmart now. But now the big kicker with MVCO is this. It's not just about their current business models. Here is their CEO on Twitter. And you can see that on November 14th, which was yesterday as of this recording, the CEO stated, "I forwarded a copy of the MVCO Form 15 to OTCM and requested official transition to ARS. We will be filing the very first quarterly report on OTCIQ today. This is an important box now checked in preparation for the big moves coming." So what are the big moves coming? Well, the CEO hinted earlier in the fall about merging in a multi-million-dollar revenue labor business. And if that is still the plan here, it's going to bring huge value to MVCO, because you can see the market cap pretty tiny, the float pretty tiny. If they bring a multi-million-dollar revenue business into this can explode. I mean, this can just absolutely explode. And if we look at the chart as well, we can see that it's ready to explode. It's ready. It's set up. It's waiting for this news. When this news hits, it's in a very good spot to break this resistance around 10 cents. And if it does break the resistance around 10 cents, you can see it has upside all the way to 18 cents from there. And if we break 18 cents, it's completely blue sky breakout. Completely blue sky breakout. So completely unknown territory. It could rip. It could just rip on this setup. Very nice setup here. I like the chart. It's basing higher. There's no sellers. There's no dilution. There's no overhang. Nothing. So it trades super clean. It's really just a matter of how far does retail want to push this up. Because retail could just keep buying this and push this up as far as they want. There's nothing stopping the stock from going up and up and up, because there's zero dilution and there's like nothing on the ask, right? So really, really clean trading, low float. And then the last thing we want to look at is their latest PR, which they actually just got $650,000 in non-dilutive funding. And it says a large portion of this capital is already earmarked between working capital for upcoming acquisitions, which we just talked about, right? That we have these big upcoming acquisitions. And notice it says plural. So who knows what the other ones could be? I know he hinted at the multi-million-dollar revenue labor company. We don't even know about the other ones yet. So a lot happening here. They're going to invest into marketing for Boring Brew as well. And they're going to purchase additional Bitcoin miners. So they already have a couple Bitcoin miners, but they're kind of light in that. But they want to kind of further diversify into Bitcoin mining as well, which makes perfect sense, right, with their crypto business model they have already. So it's really coming together nicely. I'm very much looking forward to future announcements here, what the acquisitions are going to be, how they're going to bring value into this, because it has the share structure to bring. It has a beautiful share structure. I mean, if you bring in real businesses into this thing, man, it's going to do really well. So that's MVCO. Now let's go on to our last little surprise stock. It's not a crypto stock, but it was highly. It's a huge favorite in the community. It's a big favorite of mine as well, and it was highly requested by folks for me to cover. And that's Pro Music Rights, which is Song. So I'm sure people have heard of Song by now because they tweet 1 million times a day. So if you don't know who they are, I don't know where you've been. But it's been a big runner. It's been a very nice move. We look at the chart here. And let's zoom in. And we can see it's done a very nice move so far. From trips all the way to over a penny briefly. So, very nice move so far. But why is it moving so nicely? And what's going on with Song, right? So Song has a ton going on with it. And so I've narrowed it down to a few key points because, in my opinion, they tell us a little too much at once. It's almost hard to follow sometimes. But so I did the work and narrowed it down to a few key points here, right? So here's their share structure. 760 million held at DTC, which is our float. Very nice share structure. I mean, great float, right? 750 mil. Like I've said before, anything under like $1 billion share float in dubs is pretty awesome. It means they're going to trade pretty darn nice. So STAL just got its Form 211, which means it's now solicited quotes again. So it has market makers. You can see level 2. So that was their most recent development, and that was a nice development. It doesn't necessarily mean the price is going to go up, though, right? Because when you have more market makers in the mix, it can actually sometimes suppress the price, which I think we're seeing a little bit of now. But that being said, there's so much positive happening with this that I don't really see that as any sort of issue. I think we should definitely get a bounce around here. It's right at support. You can see I marked this level of support. It's this purple line, right at 0059. So, what are the positives? What's coming for Song? Let's take a look. Here's their press release from recently. And you can see they have reported an allowance for doubtful accounts of almost $900 million, which means basically these guys who are paying for their music licenses have not paid up. and Song saying, hey, it's time to pay what you owe us. And so Song has an excellent legal team, and they're going to be pursuing in litigation companies including Apple, Google, Amazon, and others to get paid. And if this money comes in, and we look at the market cap, and the market cap is $16 million market cap. So if they get $900 million coming in from these music licenses, obviously that's going to be massive, right? Just hugely undervalued at that point. Almost kind of mind-blowing. So if that happens, it'll be great. I do think, obviously, probably legal processes might take a little bit, so I don't know when that's going to happen, but I certainly wish them the best with that, because that would be total game changer for the stock. But there's other game changers for the stock, and that's what's nice about it, right? So let's take a look at this. And on November 14th, they announced they aim to, first of all, they're going to reduce the authorized shares, which is always great, less room for dilution. They also aim to have the remaining 1.2 billion outstanding common shares canceled, leaving only 800 million common shares outstanding. So they're going to cancel a lot of shares here. And I think that's the next near-term massive catalyst for this, is that share cancellation. And then they also announced this from their PR. Under the newly proposed common stock buyback program, Music Licensing Inc. pledges to allocate 25% of all net proceeds towards repurchasing common stock. This move is expected not only to demonstrate the company's confidence in its future prospects, but also deliver value to its shareholders. So what that means is stock buyback. There's a stock buyback coming. 25% of their revenue is going to go towards stock buyback. So they're canceling shares. They're doing a stock buyback. They have potential $900 million in revenues coming in, all in a nice share structure with a very transparent CEO. You can see he tweets a lot. But that's good. I mean, people beg for communication from these companies. He's giving it to them. This guy is communicating nonstop. But again, it's extremely transparent, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see, because we're so tired of being left in the dark by these companies. So props to their CEO, Jake Notch, for doing a phenomenal job with public communication thus far and keeping everyone in the loop at all times and really standing up for his shareholders. Really standing up for the shareholders here. So Pro Music Rights it's a real gem. This ticker song, it's a real gem. I don't know how high it can go. We're going to find out, but it's a real gem. There's nothing like this in the OTC right now. Nothing. This is one of a kind, totally unique. So that covers most of what's to talk about songs. Just go to @ProMusicRights here on Twitter, and you can see they have about 1 million updates a day if you want to get into the nitty-gritty details of everything. But that's song for you. And I do think, watch this support level. We should see a nice bounce on this thing very soon. So all in all, that concludes our episode about these crypto stocks. We have STAL, right, which is doing the gold-backed crypto coin, and they have $3.9 billion in gold reserves. So that's massive. We have BLQC, which is going to pay off a lot of their debt with that settlement, and also they got a ton of new miners up and running. So they're going to benefit significantly from this bull run in Bitcoin. And then MVCO, which is doing Bitcoin mining, as well as future acquisitions that are estimated to come very soon, right? According to the CEO on Twitter, multi-million-dollar revenue acquisitions, tiny float. They do liquidity pools, crypto staking. They even have a crypto coffee brand. Really cool company. This will again benefit greatly from the Bitcoin bull run. And then we wrapped it up with Song. And Song's really making a stand here for respecting shareholders. So that wraps up our video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.